If you have a goal that you want to accomplish in life, if you have a path that you want to pursue that has meaning and purpose and is worthy, then having a clear, defined outline of how to get that done is required in order for you to accomplish that goal. And today I'm going to tell you why. Today is Thursday, December 26th. This is my last day in the suburbs of Chicago as I fly back to the Twin Cities to take on the last 5 or 6 days of December. I'm on my 175-mile week. This is my last big week of training as I lead into January, where on the 27th, I will compete in my very first Arrowhead 135 experience, which is 135 miles in northern Minnesota in minus 40-degree weather, pulling all of my gear on a sled behind me. Everything I take with me on that start line, I must finish with. Obviously not all the food, but I do need 1,000 calories to finish crossing that finish line. So I am just about a month and 1 day out from the most terrifying race experience I've ever committed to. So I'm interested to see what lies ahead in that world. Now next week, once January hits and the miles go back to very minimal, I'll dive deeper into the gear that I'm planning on using, the nutrition plan that I'm going to be carrying out through this race, and a number of other things. What's exciting about this weekend is we're back with the run and plunges. If you haven't checked out my 2 previous videos on the 2 run and plunges we've done so far in season 3, I recommend checking those out. Those are linked here. It should be raining on Saturday, so that ought to be fun. I bet there'll be some fun, cool content to come out of that experience. And I'm always looking to improve those videos, so leave a comment on those. Let me know how those can be improved moving forward. Now let's get into the thought of the day. Now, what do I mean by consistency or commitment to being consistent? Well, for one, what does consistency actually mean? As it's defined, it is the act, or it is always acting or performing in a similar way, or by another term, or using other words to define it, it is the repeated action regardless of circumstance, regardless of anything else. It is what you're willing to do on a repeated basis, no matter how you feel, how much energy you have, how much time you have, or think you have. That's what it means to be consistent. And it's a clear example of being consistent is today, showing up on December 26th, running 26 miles, running a marathon, even though I'm tired from the day before. I put in a bunch of miles this week already, so, you know, that thought of, do I actually need to go out and run today? Well, that's where having a clear outlined goal of like Arrowhead 135, that is the goal that I'm working towards. And I'm using the Calendar Club as a way to hold me accountable, because it's a consistent increase of 1 extra mile a day for the entire month. Now, having a clear outline of using Calendar Club is a perfect example of what I'm doing right now, where I ran the first 22 miles this morning, and I went back, I refueled, I ate some food, I rested a little bit, and now I'm finishing the last 4 miles of the day. Now, why is it important to have a clear outline going into this overall goal that I have of competing at Arrowhead to try and win Arrowhead? Well, if I didn't have this clear outline, if I didn't have Calendar Club holding me accountable to ensuring that I'm going to have success, or ensuring that I'm going to set myself up to have success at this race, well, there would be no need for me to come out and run these last 4 miles. There would be no need to go that extra mile, or in this case, the extra 4 miles. Instead of relying on my feelings, or relying on my motivations, or relying on anything other than what is objective, what I know to be true, what evidence is there that this process in place is going to be successful. And I know this process of running, this process of Calendar Club works for me because I won my last person standing event this year. I ran 34 hours at a last person standing event, 142.5 miles, and I won it. After losing, after being there 2 times earlier, after trying this on my own without this objective, like, running standard for me to hold myself to. I've tried the last person standing race, I think 5 times now. I've been successful at 1. And the one time I was successful was the one where I had a standard that I held myself to, that I was committed to, no matter how I felt, no matter how much energy I had, no matter how much motivation I had, no matter how much time I had. I made a commitment to sticking to this process, and that process had a successful outcome. But I think even beyond that, even if the outcome of Arrowhead isn't a win, I know that this is good for me because it's teaching me about myself. It's teaching me about ways that I can intrinsically reward myself of, hey, I set a standard for myself, I made a commitment to myself, and I didn't waver from there. I stayed the course. And that in and of itself is success. That in and of itself is a reward. So that's why I think having a structure, having a consistent plan for yourself and holding true to that, being committed to the consistency of that, being committed to seeing that through no matter what, is going to benefit you far more than anything else. No matter whether it's you're looking at time goals or distance goals, it's can you be consistent? Can you stay committed to this plan that you set for yourself? That's what I got for you today. I'm about to hit my turnaround point. Next time you'll see me, I'll be back in the Twin Cities and I'll be running 27 miles. Hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow.